that. I'm just going to put a little video together for a guy I met in a motorbike shop who said that he was getting coolant in his gearbox, and I said he needed to replace the seal behind the water pump. So I'm just putting this together to explain how to do that. This is on an RMX, but I'd say this is pretty typical of any two-stroke. Anyway, so come down here. The first thing I'm going to do, take off the exhaust, kickstarter, pop this hose off the water pump here, and pop this cable off, the clutch cable. Now to do that, I usually put a bundle of rags over it to protect it. Then I just get some multi-grips, I do that, and I just sort of make some slack here. I just pop the cable out of that arm there. Just pops out. Anyway, once you've got all that stuff out of the way, you undo these 4 bolts, gently tap off the water pump cover. Don't hit it with a hammer directly, use a block of wood and a hammer or a rubber mallet or something. So you take that off, take the clutch cover off, which are these bolts, and then you've got to take the case cover bolts off. There's all around the edge. Make sure you get everything clean first so dirt and shit doesn't fall in. And again, you just tap that and it'll all just pop out, like pop off. You think, oh, why do you need to take these off? Well, these bolts that hold this cover on, go right through into the actual engine case. So you can't take this case cover off without taking the outer covers off. So water pump, clutch cover, they got to come off first. Alright, then off the 98 model. This is the bike that I'm in the process of rebuilding. Okay, this is the case cover off that. So that's the impeller of the water pump. That's the back side of it. So there's a seal in there that keeps the coolant on this side and the oil on that side. And if that seal's failed, you're going to get water trickling into your gearbox. So the first thing you do, you get a super cheap and you get a pair of these for $10. And then take this circlip off, like that. Take this little gear off. Take this little shaft out of the end of the little shaft and the big shaft basically, and then this will just come out like that, and then that in there is the seal which has failed. Not on this, but if you're getting water in your gearbox, that's what's failed. I'll leave it up to your imagination as to how you get that out. It's a pain in the ass. There's two bearings there, so it's hard to get at it by punching it out from this side, and it's fairly deep in there. Where's my hooker? When I did it, I bent this up out of a bit of rod, and I think I put it in there like that, and I basically kind of levered it out all the way around. It's really tricky. Anyway, once you've got that out, just get a socket. A smaller socket than that. A socket that'll fit over it and smear grease around the outside of the seal and just gently tap it into where it should sit. And it goes up against an internal circlip so you'll know when to stop. I'll show you when it's a different sort of seal, so this doesn't really directly apply. I'm not going to take that out because I don't need to, but I am replacing this seal. So I'll just pop this out. This one here, the water pump seal, will be a lot trickier than this one, but I'll show you this anyway. Let's put a bit of wood there to protect that because that's soft. I gently just pop it out like that, and then I get a rag and I just clean the shit out of that. Get the crap out of it. Then I get the new seal. I'll just get a little bit of grease. Don't use gasket glue or any sort of glue or anything, because then the next poor bastard who has to try and get it out will hate you for it. So just use a little smear of grease. And that'll just help it go in and also help it seal. So nice and greasy. Sit it there. On bigger seals, you can flex them enough with your hands that you can just push them in by hand. On smaller stubborn ones, you'll just get a socket, put the socket over, and then tap that. This one's going in by hand, it looks like. Hang on, there's a little bit of help on this edge. Alright, and on this one I just tap it in so it's flush with the top. So there's still a gap in there so that if I need to take it out in the future I can get a screwdriver in there and flick it out. And then before you put, this is for the Kickstarter, so before that goes over the Kickstarter shaft, just get some more grease and you just grease that up and it just helps it seal against the shaft. Anyway, so all that basically applies to that, except you'll have a lot more fun trying to get that out. Good luck.